In today's episode, as part of my work with IBM for the Win with AI Summit, full disclosure, I am compensated to participate in the event. One topic I've been asked to address is what technologies will impact AI strategies and rollout. When you look at the data science lifecycle, we see that a healthy portion of today's data science, which is a mandatory part of preparing data for the use by machine learning and artificial intelligence technologies, a huge part is spent on data preparation. We spend 50, 60, 70, 80, 90% of our time on data prep. And what are we doing? Well, we're doing things like filling in missing values or imputing missing values or dealing with them. We are dealing with all sorts of crazy data formats that make no sense. We are dealing with anomaly detection and removal where it's appropriate to do so. We are tasked with making data relevant to each other. So this is a process called scaling and centering, where we need to make the data fit in similar scales. And there's a whole list of tasks, refactoring and reformatting, one-hot encoding, where we re-encode certain variables with numbers instead of text, normalization or denormalization of tables, if depending on how we want to do our analysis. Decomposition, where we take data and break it apart into component pieces, which is the opposite of denormalization in some ways. Dimensionality reduction, principal component analysis, where we're trying to reduce the number of columns. So it's funny, decomposition adds new columns, dimension reduction reduces the columns. Identification of key variables, what are the variables that are most impactful to a data set, and all this really falls under a bucket called feature engineering, and this is a huge chunk of time spent by data scientists and AI engineers to make AI and machine learning work properly. It is also one of the biggest obstacles to companies rolling out artificial intelligence initiatives within their company, because in a lot of cases, companies lack good governance. They lack great data or high quality data. They've got the data. They just don't have it in a format that's accessible and usable for machine learning. So feature engineering, data cleansing, data preparation, all of this is stuff that we spend a tremendous amount of time and very, very expensive time on right now. Now, these tasks are all tools in a toolbox or utensils in a drawer. Like a tool, like a utensil, right now you need a skilled, experienced data scientist, someone who's got the ability to work with the data to correctly use and choose the tools. So not every data set needs, for example, one-hot encoding. Not every data set needs principal component analysis. Right now we need that human to apply that judgment and then go do the thing, go execute on the activity. Again, with data scientists costing anywhere from $3 to $5 to $700,000 a year, that gets super expensive, right? That's a data scientist who you're paying $700,000 a year to. That's their hourly bill rate effectively is $350 an hour. $350 an hour to have someone sort of copying and pasting and tuning stuff up is a waste of money. So when you look at the benefits of AI, of artificial intelligence, acceleration, accuracy, and automation, all three of these things are things that can be and should be and are being applied to data preparation. So through deep learning technologies, we have seen in the last couple of years a tremendous effort towards automated feature engineering, where with strong deep learning technologies, machines can pre-engineer the data set and then hand it off to a human for final inspection and sampling. That is still, in many ways, not accessible to the business user, and it is even not accessible to the average data scientist who is not working specifically with machine learning technologies. That's changing. And where we will see new technologies impacting artificial intelligence in the coming year is with these features becoming much more available and much more accessible to non-hardcore machine learning specialists. So a really good example of this, of course, is IBM's Watson Studio, where even if you're using Keras and TensorFlow and you're trying out AutoKeras and things like that, you're still slinging code. One of the benefits of a service like Watson Studio is it takes the same system and puts it into a drag and drop interface. So now instead of needing to write the code to set up the deep learning framework, you can now drag and drop the pieces together. So as long as you understand the architecture and you understand the outcome of what you want, it's a lot faster to get up and running. Things like that will improve, will continue to improve. They will continue to be enhanced with technologies like AutoKeras, so that our preparation process and our preparation time will diminish, so we get to our answers faster. We will get better answers because obviously if you're relying on a human to mix and match the tools, there's no guarantee that the human won't have a bad day. This morning it took me 5 minutes to remember the term feature engineering. I kept getting stuck with that with factoring. And so removing the humans from those processes will make the processes faster and more reliable, and will free up those humans to do things just like make extra large cups of coffee as they watch the machines work. So in terms of what we should be looking for in the next year within AI technology, specifically around data, we want to keep our eyes very carefully on automated feature engineering, automated data preparation, because that's where the biggest bang for the buck is. Reduce the time to start modeling, reduce the time to start creating outcomes and outputs, while still making sure that we have interpretability of our data and interpretability of our models. And again, services like Watson Studio will help enormously with that. New technologies like AutoKeras will help enormously with that. And that will eventually let these tools be available to people like you and me, where we are not necessarily PhDs. We are not necessarily multiple PhD holders. We're folks trying to get something done. So the technology is moving really, really fast right now. Every day there are new innovations. Every day there are new improvements, and every so often there are really big breakthroughs that just turn up the dial on how fast we can get access to these technologies. So there's a lot to look forward to in the next year, and it would not surprise me if within a couple of years there are business user-friendly drag-and-drop interfaces for data preparation, where you don't even need a data science degree or a certification. You're just your average middle manager. You drag and drop a few things, and then out the other end spits a data set ready for modeling, and you hand that off to your data team to make stuff work. But it contains the data that you want as a business user. So I hope to see you at the Win with AI Summit in New York City on September 13th. And if you're going to be there, you can tune in online as well, but there's a link in the notes to register. And I will talk to you soon. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and the newsletter. Talk to you soon. Take care. If you want help with your company's data and analytics, visit braintrustinsights.com today and let us know how we can help you.